I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. I have my cleansing crystal on top. All right. Going to see what's going on and who needs to hear a message for today. We have the Ace of Wands crossed by the wheel. What do you need to focus on? We have Justice. What are you leaving behind? The Moon, your strengths, Page of Pentacles. Near future, we have the Seven of Swords. The advice, we have the Queen of Swords. The environment, we have the Death card. Hopes and fears, we have the Devil card. Potential outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles. And overall energy, we have the King of Wands. So we have a lot of major cards here. We have the Wheel, we have Justice, we have the Moon, we have the Devil, we have the Death card. So we have a lot going on here. So it's a strong message for someone. And I feel like when the King of Wands came out for the overall energy, I feel like getting into your power of taking actions for something. So the current situation, we have the Ace of Wands, and that's crossed by the wheel. And I feel like you're having trouble making changes in your life. I feel like you want to make some changes. You want things to be different, but it's like you're not really. So I'm kind of feeling a couple different things. You're not really taking the actions to make it happen, or I feel like your life is changing and you're like, okay, what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? Or that like there's some changes that are coming in for you. I also, like I've said before, I feel like kind of my readings for Capricorn are like since it's the end of the year and we're getting into Capricorn season, like it's two new starts here. It's like having your birthday and then it's like the new year that's coming in. And I always feel like at the end of the year that it's kind of purging things that aren't working for you. And I feel like it's a lot of shifts that are going on. But I feel like this new year coming in, I feel like there's either changes that are happening or you want changes to happen and you're not really sure, like, where do I go? What do I do? Like, what's going to happen? And I kind of feel like it's like you're excited for it, but it's almost like you're at a loss for it. Like there's this kind of this confusion for it. And the advice where you need to focus on is the Justice card and what's going to work best for you. If you want to make changes or there's changes coming in and things are happening, asking yourself, what's going to work best for me? What's going to work in my favor? What things are going to happen in my favor? What do I need to line up so that things fall into place for me and work best for me? And I don't feel, I mean, it kind of sounds like a selfish thing, but I feel that it's not, because sometimes we give too much or we're too focused on other things and we're not really focusing on what's best for us. Because when we're happy, when we're surrounded by people, we're doing things that we like to do, we're taking care of ourselves, we're doing that self-care, we feel better, we feel happier, and that goes to the people that are around us. And it changes our outlook and life becomes better, it becomes happier, it becomes more fulfilling. And it's, even if you're in a situation, if you're at a job that you don't really like, but it's like, what can I do on my time off where I'm doing that self-care and I'm saying, okay, I have that to look forward to until I can, maybe if you want to make job changes or you want to start a side business or you want to do something else until that falls into place, what are those things, doing that self-care for yourself that help work for you? Or if there are changes, right? If there's adjustments within jobs or, opportunities for new relationships or moving to a different area, what's going to work best for you? Where is it going to be the most advantageous for yourself? What you're leaving behind is that uncertainty and that doubt and that insecurity, and that what you're leaving behind is that, not really sure what it is that you want to do. Because when you focus on this, what's going to work for me, that releases the uncertainty and say, okay, this is what I need to focus on. Your strengths, we have the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like you're really good at starting new things. Like you're good at like new beginnings and kind of making those adjustments to I feel like it's turn the dial. I don't know why, like I'm seeing like a big dial and like you're turning it, but it's like that first click over to that new cycle, right? I just feel like you're able to start things, you know, you're able to make those adjustments within your life so that and to turn it to the positive side. What you're leaving behind is that you're walking away from some things, right? You're taking what you need from a situation and you're walking away from, again, that deception, that uncertainty. I feel like that goes right across with that. And you're leaving some things behind and you're being true to yourself. Because why? You're focusing on what is going to work for you, whether it's relationships or whatever that is that you're struggling with. We have the advice is to be strong and make those tough decisions. And I also feel like when you're trying to figure out, when you're focusing on what's going to work for me, make sure that you're really true to yourself. And sometimes we have a habit of agreeing with someone else if you feel pressured by that person or you feel this obligation to that person. And it's almost like you're convincing yourself, yes, that's what I want to do. But then when you really get down to doing it, you're like, this really wasn't what I wanted to do. And I didn't listen to myself. And I had those feelings inside that I wanted to do something else, but I just kind of followed through. And now I'm stuck in this situation. So I feel like the advice is to be true to yourself when you decide, when you're making your decisions on what's going to work best for you. And sometimes that can be a hard choice and that can be a hard decision. And you're like, well, you know, you're going to have to maybe walk away from some things and you're going to have to make some tough decisions. But that's how you really come into this justice where you do things that are working best for you. And I feel like there's a lot of shift, and I feel like it's going to change up the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And I feel like it's just good. It's kind of going in a new direction there. The environment, I mean, without a doubt, is the Death card. So it's like, again, with this near future, it's walking away from something. It's leaving something behind. It's leaving, you know, whatever that may be. It may be self-doubt. You know, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a thing or a person. It could just be, I'm leaving behind self-doubt and I'm going to come into my own power and I'm going to motivate myself and I'm going to be more confident, right? So you could just be leaving behind that self-doubt. It could be relationships, it could be jobs, it could be whatever that is that you feel is holding yourself back, and that you're putting an end to that. Your hopes and fears, I feel the fears is falling back into that toxic of the way things were and agreeing to things that you weren't wholeheartedly wanting to focus on. But I also feel the hopes is coming into your own power of the Capricorn card, and that fiery strength that you have, and that passion. I feel like it's reigniting your passion. I feel like there's with this and that, I just feel like this energy right here, I feel there's a lot of power and there's a lot of passion and energy, and I feel that that's kind of lacking, and you want to get that back into your life. And you really have to take a hard look and see, okay, what are the things that are draining me? And what are those things that I need to plug into to help energize me? We have the potential outcome is the Four of Pentacles, and it's doing, again, I feel like this is a big reading for yourself. What makes you happy, right? Again, what makes you happy? What makes you feel motivated? What gets you excited? It doesn't mean that you have to answer that all in one day. It could just be trying different things, making smaller adjustments and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And it could just be exploring different things and seeing, you know, what motivates you. And it could be something that's what you do the whole next year, is you're like, you know what? My New Year's resolution or my birthday gift to myself is that I'm not going to hold myself back, and I'm going to try some things that I've been wanting to try, but I just haven't done. Right? So it could be throughout the year next year, like I'm going to, you know, do those things that I've been holding myself back from, or I'm going to have those conversations that I've been needing to have with people and I've been holding myself back from, and because that conversation keeps playing in my head, but I just haven't gotten it out, right? Or I'm going to have those, you know, it doesn't even mean that you have to have that conversation. You can just write it down excuse me, on a piece of paper, and then you could get it out, and then you could burn the piece of paper, or you could, you know, write the piece of paper, you know, I mean, you could rip the piece of paper, or you could burn it, or you could just, whatever it is that you want to do so that it releases for you. And then again, the kind of the overall energy is that King of Wands, and learning from the past and saying, I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. I'm going to focus on what's important to me and what makes me happy. And it could be the beginning of something really amazing, and just having that more fulfillment. And that's, like I said, it's kind of that New Year's resolution, and that birthday gift to yourself. All right. I'm going to grab an animal oracle. I feel like this one. We have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. I do feel that there are things that you need to let go of. With the Groundhog Spirit coming out, and the Seven of Swords and the Death card, there's something that you need to let go of because it's holding you back and it's preventing you. Either it's, like I said before, it could just be your own personal thoughts. It could be someone around you. There could be triggers around you that maybe you don't even realize that they're stopping you. You know what I mean? That every time you look at something, there may be something that's in your living space, and like every time you look at it, or I feel that sometimes just some items, like they just give off negative energy, and I feel like maybe it's being more in tune to that. And if you're like, you know, I really don't like that vase, but for some reason I'm too lazy to remove that vase. Right? And so then you're like, you know what? I'm going to remove that vase. And you either sell it, or you give it to somebody else, or you pack it up and you put it away, whatever it is, however you want to remove it. You know, if it makes you really angry, I suppose you could smash it on the ground, right? Or just put it in the garbage. But I mean, whatever you want to do. And sometimes just, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes just doing something like that, and you're like, wow, I feel so much better. Like I'm not having to look at that vase that I don't like, right? We have effort, conquering your demons. Again, what are those things that you need to let go of? And then we have the Devil card here, and that, you know, falling back into old patterns. What are your demons that you have to conquer? Right? What are those demons? What are those things that are holding you back? And it's conquering those. And how do you conquer those? You find out what makes you happy, and what makes you feel motivated, and what's going to work for you, and what helps you to feel energized and feel passionate, right? That's what you do, is you focus on those things, and you remove the things that hold you back. All right, we have our angel answers, and we have wait. Don't rush into anything. Like I said, I feel like this is something that's going to take you some time, and you don't want to rush into it. You don't want to force anything. You want things to fall in place. Sometimes we get excited about things, and then we start to rush through things, and then we start making, you know, decisions, and we're like, oh, I should have waited on that one. So that one came out. So for some of you that may resonate, and that you need to wait and to not rush anything. And like I was saying, and maybe the whole next year that you're kind of making those adjustments and those changes, but you're committing to yourself, okay, I'm going to conquer my demons. I'm going to let go of what holds me back, right? I'm going to let go of what doesn't work for me, but I'm going to take actions to make those changes that work for me. And I'm going to be truthful about what it is that I want to bring in, and what it is that I want to have happen. That I'm going to do, you know, there may have to be some compromise, but overall, I'm, being happy with the decisions and choices that you make, even if it's just with one small part of your life, and it's building off of that. All right, I hope you have an amazing day. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.